Good morning, everybody on Instagram. So I wanted to talk a little bit about shoes. If you have followed, I think even on Instagram, if you followed either page long enough, you know this girl loves her shoes. So, but I'm not talking about just any shoes, like high heels or flats or whatever. I'm talking about workout shoes. As you can tell, I do look like a sleepyhead because I got up about an hour ago. But I've also looked like a hot, sweaty mess because I just worked out. And so I was like, I should get on here and talk about shoes because I do have, I have lots of shoes, but I've got quite a few different pairs of workout shoes. And so I wanted to talk to you about the difference because I've made the mistake of working out in the wrong shoes before. And let me tell you, my body, especially my joints, they pay for it. So I want to show you, first of all, the wrong pair of shoes. These are my super old ones, as you can tell. You can look at the soles. Let me turn these around. If you look at the soles, these suckers are worn out. So, you can see that there, even on, especially you got wear here on the corners. Now, I will say these are running shoes. So if I had been using them for running, great. And the reason that, they're great for running is because they're built and supported to do this movement and to, do this kind of motion when you are running. Now, I was using them for a lot of my at-home workouts, and that's a lot of, lateral, side to side, jumping moves, pivots, all that kind of stuff. These are not designed. And so you can see by the wear here that they took a beating there, and they're not designed for that. They don't have the flex here for, an ankle support for that kind of motion. And as a result, I would have many days of ankle pain or foot pain or knee pain and hip pain especially. So really a lot of lower body damage, or not damage, but just irritation, I guess. And I never could figure out why. I just figured I was doing too hard a workout. Well, shoes make the difference. So I started about 8 months ago now. I started a workout that was kind of an MMA inspired workout. So a lot of twist and pivots and lateral movements for the HIIT part of the workout, the high intensity interval training. And so I thought, okay, I really need to look into getting better shoes for, the twist and pivot kind of motion. And unfortunately I'm in a hotel room, so I don't have those shoes with me because I'm not doing those kinds of workouts right now. But they have a wider base at the toe, at the foot, because, you're doing this a lot. And they're lighter weight, and they have the kind of the flex in the arch of the sole or the arch of the foot. So that way when I'm doing these kinds of motions and kind of doing this with my ankles, my feet, they move and support my ankle. And they're a little bit of a higher top too, which is really great. Now, I also do workouts where it is, weightlifting, it's lateral movements, it's jumping, it's burpees, it's squats, and that requires a different kind of shoe. So, I bought these. I love these shoes. They're super lightweight, and you can see they do slightly have a bigger toe, and they have a lot more flex. They're not really high tops, so my ankle can still kind of move a little bit, but still get that support. And my toes can move around, which is really great when you're doing lateral movements. And as you can see from the sole, these are relatively new. I think I bought these maybe last November. It is now July for those of you who might watch this down the road. So they're really great for, balance. You can see they're pretty flat. There's not a big curve up here. So they're really great for balance. You can see that, which is especially crucial when you're doing weightlifting. You want to make sure that you're on a stable base, of course. And they're probably a little bit better for weightlifting as opposed to even like plyometric type of workouts or the lateral workouts, but they still work for those. So when I'm doing a workout program that requires a little bit of both, it's a mix, these are great for that. And these have been my go-to now for the last few months because I've been doing a lot of those types of workouts. Now, just bought a new pair of shoes. And these ones are designed specifically for weightlifting and the lateral movements. And in fact, I just did it in my cardio workout this morning, and they're new, so I wanted to really test them out, and they were awesome. So they're a little bit heavier, which is okay. They're not super heavy, but they have, you can see that, they have a lot of flex in them. They're a little bit wider all the way through, so it gives you a little bit more of a stable base. And you can see here, I don't know if I can show you the inside or not. Can you see that? There's like this little band. It's kind of hard to tell, I know. There's a little band in there that it's like an elastic band that one keeps your tongue in place, which I don't know about you guys, and those ones I just showed you have the same thing. They're kind of sewed in. But when the tongue moves around, that's my problem with my running shoes. I'm always constantly having to adjust when I'm doing the wrong program or the wrong, not using them for running. And so my tongue moves around, I have to adjust, and it feels funny. These ones, they stay put. There's a lot of flex, so that way doing the lateral movements, not a big deal. And, you can see there's room for the ankle there, so it's not busting it up, but you still get support because it's nice and kind of sturdy right there. And it doesn't have a whole lot of bend here, just enough so when you're doing stuff like burpees, your foot bends, but they're nice and stable. They're kind of wide at the toe to give you a good base. And not necessarily, I did try these at a more of a dance cardio workout last week, and I was also on cement, which makes a difference too, but did not work out as well for those. So I wanted to kind of break them in, and that did help do that, but not the right shoe for that. I will say the first shoe I mentioned for the MMA style twist and pivot type workouts, those shoes are pretty good for dance too. So just a FYI. But, since I have made the switch in shoes, and then aren't these pretty? I love pretty shoes. If you notice, I love shoes that have colors. And my shoes at home, the ones that I talked about for the MMA style, those are like a nice bright red. So I love those. I love pretty shoes, don't you? Anyway, so it's important that you find the right shoe. Get online, do some research, and find out for the type of workout you're going to be doing, what's the best type of shoe for that. And so if you have questions about that, because I've certainly done my research, because I have to look at arch support, I need to look at hip, knee, ankle support, your joints, because they're taking even your back. And in fact, this is now, probably 6 or so years ago, but I was doing a lot of cardio, jumping, dancing type moves. Good morning, thank you. Jumping and dancing type moves, and was in an older pair of running shoes that were actually heavier. And so doing one of the moves, I jumped, and when I landed fine, but it was just the right lack of support, I guess, and I totally tweaked my back. I pinched a nerve, and I was out for 2 months, and that 2 months killed me to not be able to do anything, because it was hard to sit, it was hard to bend, it was hard to sometimes lay, and so I couldn't do anything. Doctor said, you're down till this gets better. And so having the right type of shoe is so crucial to also preventing injury. And so now, I'm getting older, I still feel great. I just turned 36, but I also have to know that, or realize that as I get older, I still have to start training and treating my body in different ways than when I was doing this as a 25 or 28-year-old or whatever. And so shoes are a big part of that. So wanted to come on here and just maybe share a little bit of my experience and knowledge with you on the subject, because I love shoes. And I also love working out. And so if you have questions, thank you. I feel like I know I feel better. I feel like I look better than I did when I was 26. And a big part of that has been a healthy routine, working out, choosing better foods to eat, getting more sleep, although you can't really tell right now just because I've been traveling for the last week. But it makes a big difference as you get older, and the way you treat your body as you get older has to adjust, because our bodies are constantly changing. So anyway, if you have questions about shoes and the right shoes for your workouts, feel free to send me a message, and I'd be willing to help you try and figure that out. So, all right, I'm here in San Francisco for a conference, and so that means I need to go get showered and ready and get my superfood breakfast in so I can be fueled for the day. So have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.